we have Nancy Hurst, respecting climate change and the city's growth plan. Ms. Hurst, are you with us?
Hello, yes, I am. I'll turn my video on just for a sec. And then I'll turn it off again so it runs. Am I able to share my screen? I do have slides to show.
Yes, if you would like to do so, please. And if you need some help, don't ask me, ask Elsie Paparella.
Okay. Not very clear which one I need to share. So.
Okay, if you go down, oh, you've got it.
Well done.
Okay.
All right, I'm getting there. Do you see an actual slide that looks like a Just Recovery for Hamilton there?
Yes, is that your presentation that you're showing, or are you showing?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Yep.
Thanks, I do have my timer going, so my thing should be just 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, councillors, and thank you for inviting me. My name is Nancy Hurst, and I'm an Ancaster resident. And I would like to share my views as to why I believe that stopping urban sprawl would be a key step in a just recovery for Hamilton. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Okay. My daughter helped to put together Hamilton's 2019 climate strike, and I stood back and watched as she and her peers mobilized, shouted, and organized, trying to make adults listen to their message. Mm-hmm. And the message is that climate change is like Jenga. One by one, as the blocks are removed, we weaken our climate system tower. Some people mistakenly believe that we have another 30 years to rearrange our carbon-based lives, but the UN declared the 2020s to be a decade of transformation, because the true target date is 2030. Since Canada has missed every single climate target to date, we now need to cut our emissions by around 50% in only 9 years in order to, or else we will have gained too much carbon momentum to be able to reach net zero by 2050. When Hamilton declared a climate emergency, the city hired a consulting firm, Sustainability Solutions Group, to guide our city's Community Energy and Emissions Plan, the CEEP. This report will be our city's roadmap to reducing carbon emissions to net zero. The lead consultant of this report, who Hamilton City is paying good money for his advice, says land use planning is the key lever to locking in or locking out greenhouse gas emissions at the municipal level. If you have a look at this slide, you'll see Atlanta and Barcelona, which have roughly the same population, but vastly different footprints for each city. Atlanta's sprawl on the left means that it produces 10 times more emissions than Barcelona does. As well, Hamilton is at this moment planning our city's growth, but the Ford government has changed the rule book and now forces cities to plan a full 30 years ahead. Planning so far in advance, I believe, locks in potentially bad decisions into place. And I believe that the CEEP report should inform our growth plan. But to my knowledge, the growth plan will be published before our energy and emissions report is finalized. Additionally, cities are now forced to use the province's new market-based planning model with no consideration for climate change, food security, or the strengthening of our already existing neighborhoods within the city. Ford's planning model has expensive sprawl built right in because it prioritizes single-family houses rather than the missing middle. And so in the long run, sprawl ends up costing the city more than it gives back. And the people in our city are the ones who are going to end up paying for all this infrastructure in the new sprawl while our own inner neighborhoods crumble. We all know that the big winners in Ford's market-based planning model will be the developers gifted with building big, expensive McMansions, which most of us can never afford on our prime agricultural land. This is a slide that I picked up yesterday just from MLS. Who can afford a $999,000? That's $1 million house. Only 4.8% of Canada's landmass is farmable, and of that, only 0.5 of it is Class 1 soil, and it's right here in Southern Ontario, and I believe it really must be preserved. Hamilton needs firm urban boundaries and a return to smart intensification instead of profit-driven sprawl, which funnels tax dollars out to the suburbs to pay for new infrastructure and away from existing neighborhoods that need the support. I wrote to each of you on council 2 weeks ago, and I thank those of you who responded with interest, to tell you that on February 1st, Halton Hills unanimously passed a motion to delay its official plan review until such time as proper public consultation can once again be conducted. COVID has restricted in-person meetings, and many residents simply don't have reliable internet with which to allow them to delegate and be part of the process. On February 17th, this motion is going to go before the Halton region as a whole. And finally, I'm happy that someone's standing up to Doug Ford. And if Halton can do it, we can do it. For the sake of our farms, our children, and our already existing neighborhoods, councillors, could you please say no to the provincial government's push to expand sprawl in Hamilton and join with Halton Hills in moving a resolution to also delay our growth plan? Finally, to close, this is a picture of my painfully shy and introverted daughter pushing well past her personal boundaries to speak to over 1,000 Hamiltonians at the climate strike, trying to catch the attention of elected officials. And beside her, I put an image of the kind of Hamilton that I hope she inherits. Can you please let those young people and the rest of us know that you're listening? And please pass a motion right here in Hamilton to delay the growth plan. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Hurst. If I could get you to unshare your presentation, please, and that way I can see the members of council if they have questions. Are there any questions of the presenter? There are none. Thank you very much, Ms. Hurst, for your time and insight this afternoon.